Welcome to World Sports News with Ernie. Behind the desk is your co host, Ernie. And on top of the desk is his faithful companion, the rubber ducky. We, on Sports News Review, call him Felix. Alrighty, Ernie. It's been a week since we did the last edition of World Sports News with Ernie. Well, Ernie, we'll start our first World Sports News item with AFLW. That's Australian Football League for Women. Ernie, for those that just happen to stumble across this sports channel on YouTube, it's Australian Rules Football. Well, Ernie's all excited about the upcoming qualifier rounds. I told Ernie in the meeting earlier today, think of the qualifier rounds as the playoffs. Then there's the grand final on December the 1st. I also told Ernie at the meeting earlier today, think of the grand final as the championship game. Also, Ernie, if anyone just happened to stumble across this sports channel on YouTube for the first time, we get very in-depth into the AFLW. I try some analysis, but it's based on results. As far as watching the AFLW live, alas, Ernie, I didn't get a chance to see any games last weekend. You know, Ernie, how I keep mentioning that I always want to watch the AFLW games? But it's hard to catch or watch the AFLW when there's no sports channel with AFLW. Also, Ernie, you know that I'm really hoping that one of the sports networks puts the grand final on like they did last season. The AFLW grand final was on December the 2nd, 2023. I used current CEO B Bunny to do the live stream watch party. But at the time, he was not the CEO. He became the CEO on Christmas. He then sent the message to wish everyone Merry Christmas from CEO B Bunny on December 25th. Ernie, you can see the passion at Sports News Review we have for the AFLW. And, well, we're going to get going into the matchups for the qualifying rounds. One of the big differences for the AFLW, they call it the qualifiers, but playoffs, is that the first place team, the North Melbourne Kangaroos, played the Adelaide Crows, who came in fourth place. Also different, Ernie, is the fifth place Fremantle Football Club play the eighth place Essendon FC. The second place Hawthorn Football Club play the third place Brisbane Lions. The sixth place Port Adelaide Football Club play the seventh place Richmond Football Club. And I'll just say this off script that Ernie, we're different. It's different for the the markets, sports markets, I should say, the sports markets for Canada and United States of America, whereas we think of when it's the playoffs, as they call it, the qualifiers, we like to think of trying to do in eighth place if eight teams are in the next round, the final, to get to the final game. We like to do like the first place team play the eighth place team, the second place team play the seventh place team, third place play the sixth, and 4 versus 5. And so then it ends up but the way this is structured is that, like, well, I don't know. It's like they're structuring it so that there's relevant games throughout, not making it where, like, when number one could should have a really good chance of winning versus the eighth place team. And I guess that's my opinion. This is my opinion, not of the factual. Just it might it might be just you know they're basing it to get their most earnings during these qualifiers, especially and. And it's a tough one to, like, for me to just, like, as in growing up in this market, the sports market where first played eighth, and the order I just mentioned, Ernie, and it's you just overcome that. And I'm still excited about it. I'm still, like, can't wait to see like this ep, once this episode of the sports World Sports News with Ernie. See, I'm going off script and now I'm making errors. World Sports News with Ernie is downloaded onto the YouTube channel, Sports News Review. That I'm just gonna not bring this up again about the one versus four, and the Adelaide Crows should have been, like, the Adelaide Crows should have been playing the fifth place team, and that's how I feel. Like, this just once again, it's because it's we were used to, it's just what you're used to. Okay, now, well, Ernie, did I mention that? Yeah, I mentioned all that. I used, like, the grand final, and, well, we did also. If today, yeah, I did mention we did the live stream. See, it's great. It's amazing when you do this script that it goes so fast. And I wanted to make sure now, Ernie, that I covered all the bases. As an American sports theme jargon, covering all the bases, and yeah, to go on to before we go on to the next the next news of sports news item, and 7 minutes. See, I'm not used to. I'm used to rambling on so long, Ernie, that it's 15 minutes, and yeah, well, it took a long time to do this script, and I won't. I'll be a lot quicker next few rounds because oh yes. Because I won't be following the script as much, okay, and so, well, Ernie, like, yeah, I guess we could say we're all still. Oh yeah, and there is a chance to watch a AFL game this weekend if the sports channels show it. Well, what I can do, well, it's gonna take too long to do this on a tape version, is to look up the sports networks and see if it's on this weekend. But, well, at least if the grand final is on, which is the grand final being the championship game that we're used to, and the game before the actual grand final game is something that we don't have on this side, is the like a consolation prize win, or the third place game. It's over, folks. When it's third place, it's like you're good. You got your third place. Olympic qualifying events. I'm sorry, Olympics will do that. Where you got your sometimes they'll have a bronze medal game, except for obvious sports, which they're gonna have a bronze medal game for marathon or marathon. I'm saying, Ernie, it's just wherever it's feasible to have a bronze medal game where it's not risking a lot of injury, and So, anyways, but yeah, like I said, we're really all stoked up on Sports News Review that the AFL women's qualifiers, playoffs, in brackets, playoffs for our market, and yeah, so I'm all excited, Ernie, and can't wait to report next week on the final. Would be the final two games, and then after that will be the grand final. That should be it for this season. For the after that grand final, and then of course, well, a sneak peek, Ernie. You know what's going to happen after that is that we'll have the start of the netball season for women's in England, and then the netball season for women's in Australia starts a few weeks later. We keep it up on the boards for a long time. We get into the qualifiers and then the grand final they have for that league too. So yeah, with that we move on to the next news item, and it's snooker, and it's in China. It's the international championship, and okay, so it's let's see, that's all the script I wrote so far. I stopped with the script, and now okay, now I got no script here. So what I'm gonna do now, Ernie, is okay, close my script off, and now hit pause for a second and get on to the web pages that I want to look at. Alrighty, Ernie. Okay, I got information here now. 2024 International Championship. It starts on November the 3rd, goes to the 10th. That's the part I got on the board. And it's been this is hard for me to say. The okay, so initially ran from these cities. Okay, okay, where is it? This time it's in a different. It's at the. Where is it again? Okay, I'm looking for the name of the place where it was. This one doesn't have it. Okay. Okay, so. I thought this would be. They're talking about the other. That's all the information I got so far on it. I thought this was gonna have more. No, this really changed everything. Okay, now I gotta go back to the other one. Okay, so I'm back to the other webpage to look where it's being held. It's the SNC National Fitness Center. There's lots of names for it. Okay, now when I click on that, it gives me the maps where it is. But the SNC National Fit, there's so many different names it has, but it is remarkably beautiful. Like looking, the map of it is. Here I'm looking at the map of it, and it is just inside of a complex. Like the city is huge. Okay, the metropolitan area, and I'm looking at nearest, like, where you start with the cities that we're familiar with. Okay, so now it's we're what are we? Okay, let's see. Like, it's okay. I'm not gonna lose the spot, but when I'm looking at, I'm trying to find like, okay, there's Shanghai. Okay, now it's it's kind of like within the vicinity of Shanghai, but it's in it's just everything is huge about it. I'm, let me go back to it again. Now I see where Shanghai. Okay, but it's not in Shanghai. Like it's in a like is it like outside of Shanghai, like a suburb? I'll try that again. The SNC. Okay, so I know where Shanghai is. Okay, now I'll see where it is on the map. How close to Shanghai is? I at least it's a city I recognize. But these other cities, even though like the population is like it's huge. Like they're just huge numbers. I'm not gonna look them up right this moment, right? But just there's huge numbers to it, and now I try to find. Okay, Nanjing, Nanjing, ing. But how far is it from there to Shanghai? Oh, it's pretty far away. Like I would say, like maybe if Shanghai was New York City, maybe like a couple hours outside the city. But still, that's like huge. It's China, so it's just huge, and the place is beautiful. Did I say it's a huge, beautiful complex too? Okay, so what I could do also is I should look up the Wikipedia page of it. The International Championship. Okay, so the SNC National Fitness Center, and what I'm gonna do is okay, SNC National Fitness Center, Nanjing, China. Okay, Nanjing, China. Okay, so that's right. SNC International Fitness Center, China. Okay, let's see. It didn't give it. Why didn't he give it to me? International Fitness Center, China. Okay, give me the maps, but I just want to see images. Okay, I'll just look at images right now. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's the indoor gym, but the facility itself, there's so much to it. Well, oh yeah, there's so many different buildings to it, and wow, they're showing like the ins. I've seen a picture of one of them, Ernie, of the inside, and it's like a future world inside. This is just a beautiful place to like. I don't feel like showing pictures because they could be belonging to like Getty Images, and but to like it's sports complex too. The International Fitness Center and Sports Complex in China, and yeah, the exterior. There's even a soccer like a soccer pitch or outside the complex, and I just can't imagine what the the room that's used like whatever grand hall they used for this for snooker because when it comes to like snooker it's going to be like a very like lots of good decorum in the sense that like the surroundings just present itself as like snooker decorum as in like the way the crowd clap and and very quiet because like oh like I mean like so like it's just that's what I mean like, they're gonna be like oh like this like I said early I would love to be able to watch the final like on the 10th at least one of the like watch the final match and the 10th and like they be able to like just showcase this place is that's the one thing is for like what an opportunity for the place like the to showcase for like for just for the Canada and USA markets. But the thing with the Ernie, it's a matter of the time zone differences, and when you think about it, it's like, as beautiful as this place is, and like you can't how what I mean is you put one area out of like you put one area out for like because it's so the vast difference in time where it's the next day at night in the afternoon like if the final match started at say 8 p.m. on a say Monday night yeah it's I don't know it's gonna be Sunday afternoon possibly here so yeah I mean yeah, and it's like it's the way I feel, Ernie. It's like the old, like I got the World Sports News with Ernie logo and all that, and well, on the sideboard there it says World Sports News with Ernie. Like that's something they would just kind of go to back in the old days, Ernie. That's probably how I think, like the way like the old days of a wide world of sports, and they would cut into like say this. They would showcase. Here we are in beautiful. I forget the name of the city they're in. It's outside of the biggest city in China, bigger city in China, and they'll show a map first, and it's drawing a map, and then they'll have beautiful pictures of the bill, like I mean, give it to them like by like of course from the from people that want to be promoting their center, so they'll get like these really good for in 2024. Imagine like having a wide world of sports in 2024, and like I said, they're gonna highlight the like the outside surroundings, and like they're gonna showcase all the areas of this like beautiful facility, and then oh, and here's where and then finally they go and here's where the snooker is being held for the international championship, and inside this beautiful facility, like we're like a massive vast facility, and the inside's gonna probably be this. I'm gonna guess like this beautiful looking, and it's gonna have this cozy snooker British feel to it. And I think they're probably gonna try to, if I was, trying to do the decor, not decorum, the like the environment for the snooker players, because they're gonna wear like a nice bow tie, and like they're gonna dress nice, and yeah, like there's gonna be like like people when they're sitting and watching this event, like they're gonna be really like the higher echelon of the society in China that that can afford those price tickets to the first row and beautiful comfortable chairs, and and a nice beautiful setting to like watch this in, and like if so like I said, the atmosphere is just amazing too, probably just for the snooker. And so, well, like I said, I would love to be able to just watch one of these events, especially the final one. And with that, well, we'll move on. We'll hit pause, and when you come back from the pause, there'll be the second board up, and we'll do the next three news sports news items. Alrighty, Ernie, we're gonna go to the surfing, and it's in the Philippines, and what is it called? It's called the Sarago Cup in the Philippines. It was from October the 26th to November the 4th. And I got the tablet right now. I got a good one tablet here, so I can go real quick. I don't have to worry about it taking forever to load up. Now, I'm going to go to the World Surf League, WSL. Okay, and then I'm going to go the World Surf League. Oh, it's when I'm using the good tablet, it's so quick. Okay, so I just got to remember where the schedule. Okay, look for schedule, because it's going to be because right now there is another event coming up. They're showcasing this other event, but right now, okay, we're. Oh, I gotta find past ones. Okay, this. Okay, there it is. I couldn't find that one. It's the schedule. Okay, yeah, that's what I was looking for. The schedule. I had to close the window to find that schedule. Okay, and I'm waiting for it to. Okay, 20. There it is. The Siriago International Surfing Cup, Cloud Nine, Siriago Island in the Philippines, and it's kind of a qualifying series. Okay, and it's completed, and give the let's see the results. Maybe I should have just. Oh, here we go. Okay. Oh, Heat won. No, no, no. I should just. You know what? I'm not gonna go to the. I'm not gonna go into all the different heats. This, I don't even know all these people, and I don't really know. But I'm going to report on. But Ernie, it's just. I would have loved if I've said this in every episode of World Sports News with Ernie. We've done for ever since we started surfing. Um, is I can't wait to be able to watch, maybe catch some surfing on the television. Like when it's like really cold out, and if in the winter months, and especially if especially after the Saturday night, and it's after football games are all done with NFL, and to be able to watch a surfing event, say from Australia or New Zealand, or this area too, the Philippines, because of the time difference. So it'll be like Friday, maybe Saturday night, Sunday morning, and you know watching surfing in 2024, which now will be 2025. So watching surfing in 2025 with, oh well, the cameras they have now, and the technology, with the different, like the drone shots now they could use, the drone cameras they could use, and it's just, and plus, the average person that loves sports will now have a huge TV back, like when like it's just, Ernie, I want 100. I would like to have 100-inch television to watch sports, and I'd love to be able to watch surfing on 100-inch, and hope and being able, and of course, if it's in 4K, it's even better. Oh wow, just yeah. I mean, it's the technology that brought me back to all this. Before, I think, like I've said this over and over again, like I wouldn't feel this way back in the day, like this, like say it was 1976. Wide World of Sports. You know what? Yeah, you gotta see. Yeah, okay. If it was like 1976, 77, and it's Wide World of Sports, well, once again, folks, and Ernie, you were you grew up at that time. Uh, like you could do you I don't know, you can remember like when you're the actual 6 years of age, and that the like you're, what is it, you're always in the first grade or something like that, for as the character, but I'm saying that, like when it was 1976, 77, maybe an Ernie could, I'm just saying, you're representing like any a child at the time. It's 6, 7 years old in front of a television, and if there's, especially if it's color TV, you're watching surfing, even though the adults in the room are, maybe there's an older brother that's interested in the actual surfing and all that. But as just seeing the surf, just seeing the water, and what do you think? What do you think? Were, of course, Ernie. Oh my gosh! Like just saying, anyone born the same year you were born, and it's 1977. and it's Saturday nightish, and it's or Saturday afternoon, and there's Wild World of Sports on TV, and the older brother is watching Wild World of Sports, and then it's like the surfing comes up, because they're going to show Wide World of Sports, and it's such an influence on the way World Sports News with Ernie is, and what I'm trying to present. It's just bringing back the idea of, well, there is other sports in this world, and we're always just totally fixated on just your local. As local, I mean like your national teams, like your national football leagues, and your, stuff like, I mean teams like that, or sporting events, whatever, like locally, and like I said, like, well, get back to like what would a young person remember so much about it is, of course, the graphics, um, especially if it's at nighttime, to see that it's just more focused. You know what I mean? More focused in, and of course, it's the feeling of I want to go there. Of course, there's a beach, and that's it's just I never, it's pretty rare to meet a child that says I don't like the beach. I don't know why. I just don't like the beach. Like, really? Why not? I don't know. I mean, I always I can't think of not liking the beach ever since I was a child, and that's because what I'm saying is that the that's what we'd be saying, like, oh wow, I'd like to go there, I'd like to go there, and of course the older brother could be watched that originally turned on the it probably would ABC, because that was Wide World of Sports was on ABC, and I just have this vision of just the way it used to be, and that's probably half the allure of it is the like this is Jim McKay, and Jim McKay could be on vacation at the time, and of course he just happens to be vacationing in say, let's just say New Zealand, or it's just an assignment they give someone like the senior ABC News, ABC News, ABC Wide World of Sports will give the senior correspondent for the ABC Wide World of Sports, and whatever crew, like what a bonus you get for going to a free trip to uh, like Tahiti or whatever, and reporting on surfing. Oh yeah, sign me up. Okay. And you know, and that is probably all. That is probably, I didn't realize it till now, Ernie, that the influence of Wild World of Sports, and why I want to just like pass it on somehow, keep the interest alive of the Wide World of Sports, and what happened and why it lost its appeal is, we just this could there could be so many theses written on what happened to like the world that people grew up in Wide World of Sports era. I think we just felt like we had to move on for whatever reason, and whatever that means, Ernie? Like, oh, we moved on from Wide World of Sports. Meanwhile, I was like they show the cliff diving, Acapulco cliff diving, and of course, Evo Knievel. Yes, Ernie. That just it's in our psyche. You have to be over a certain age to understand the feeling at time. It's a time, a time and a place, and it's equivalent to someone saying, in 1967 is the summer of love. And going non-sports related, just to bring a reference, 1967, the summer of love, and the San Francisco hate act. Now, I understand. You have to. I understand it completely. You have a certain age. Even it doesn't matter if a person actually went to California and the San Francisco area at 1967. But if they were conscious, like a certain age, that can like able to go on their own, especially if 18 and over, you could have went. You could have went there, but say they never ventured out that far. But they would be as they say, clamoring for any news item at the time, like it's they'd be like watching your the three main networks at the time was the ABC, NBC, and CBS, and the news would they were reporting on a new counterculture, and you you have to admit this, Ernie. Like what a time to be, as they say, not just alive, but like a certain age to be alive and to, like to be able to like it doesn't really count at 5 years old or 6 years old or 7 years old. If someone that's 6 years old, 7 years old, 8 years old in 1967, they're not going to really be able to remember all that. But there is a certain age group that would, like I said, when they're absorbing the information from the major news networks, that there's a counterculture, or maybe even there's like a news program about the growing counterculture in the San Francisco area, and and the point being how it's related to all this with the sports news review and this, it's that's a time and a place. I mean, someone can understand how, like, now living through that, and and it goes with the wild world of sports to also how later on in life the wild world of sports shaped a way of life to try to understand how the world. And so yeah, and then of course, to make sure, I'm very sure I watched Evil Knievel on Wild World of Sports. And I'm gonna make 100% sure, and I know he was on Wild World of Sports, the Snake River Canyon. Okay, when Evil Knievel jumped to Snake River Canyon, was it on Wild World of Sports? Because that's part of who we are. If you grew up in Canada and United States of America at a certain time, like of course in that time, and from whatever age, 14 up, or even not even 10 years old, someone that 10 years old can remember that, because it was just the world that we grew up in. And let's see, was Evo Knievel on Wide World of Sports? Of course he was. Evo Knievel.
Facebook, 57 years ago today, March 25th, 1967, Evil Knievel's first time on ABC's Wide World of Sports.
Yeah, see, Ernie? Yeah, I mean, if anyone just ventured across this channel and stuck with it for 39 minutes, just happened to be 39 minutes when I looked at the clock, 39 minutes long, and was a Evo Knievel fan, and say just happened to be like 18 years old, you somehow skip parts of this, and you hear the words Evo Knievel, you stopped, and now it's like, how man, you know what? If they were Evo Knievel fans, if you're an Evo Knievel fan, you're 18 years of age, you're looking up the Wikipedia page, and you're looking up Wild World of Sports, but I'm just explaining that somehow I've just tried to like feel that feeling of Wild World of Sports in the World Sports News with Ernie. the spirit of Wide World of Sports, you know, and not like some kind of like ghost or anything. Just the just the good feeling, you know, an everyday good feeling, and you know, I know Ernie. Like I said, Ernie, I'm gonna 40 minutes now, and it's like one of these days, if like in 20 years or 30, I'm lucky to be alive in 30 years or 10 years even, and uh, you know, I'm just lying down. And I know I can't get out much anymore, like right now. But what if I really don't get out at all anymore? And to be able to play back this video and just know that I've been pining, as they say, for the '70s forever, and I just I always, you know, and that's probably the spirit of why I brought up the Wide World of Sport. And it's just, I guess, for that brief moment of however long World Sports News with Ernie is, like for the taping of it, like taping, we're using old archaic words because we don't use videotape anymore. Well, however long we're video recording episodes, I could just feel like I'm back in that world of why world why world of sports. And I just, you know, I mean, Ernie, you could be like Jim McKay. You know, there's you're Ernie McKay. And we need Bert. Bert could do. If you know, the thing is, we could pretend Bert could be on location when uh, uh when like I have. Well, I'd have to have a second. I need like a different kind of bigger studio, Ernie, and I could pull it off. Is where like if I get a Bert, and then Bert could be doing the on location, and or maybe Bert could be behind the desk and you could be on location. Either way, and yeah, reporting. This is Bert reporting. That's only if I'm watching. Like if I get to if I'm watching one of these events that live to be able to do a report on, and yeah, I mean, yeah, I just living down memory lane, and I mean, I guess you. Ernie, if anyone right now is 65 years old, they know exactly how I'm feeling right now. The just nostalgic about the past, and I, we can't turn the clock back. There's no turning the clock back. We're not just like we're not going to be able to like say let's just do the show Wide World of Sports, and well, ABC would have the rights to that name Wide World of Sports, you know, Ernie, and it's not like ABC could do that again, and there might not be a market for it like we think. It might be such a niche market, and it's just someone like me that would, if I was like a corporation, I could afford and I could do commercials. Uh, what's would I sponsor that show? I suppose if you do, yeah, like yeah, but at what cost? There's so much involved, and and you get to realize that it was a time and a place, and yeah, I mean, and you know, like, you know, I'm gonna morph into the next story because we. Oh, we didn't. I didn't even mention who the heck won this event. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna go with this. I'm gonna go with it. And okay, now what? How did I get an incognito mode? How did that happen? How the heck did that even happen? Well, how did that is really really strange. I don't want to be an incognito. Oh, I got four tabs here. Okay, perfect. Okay, back to the original tab now. Okay, so when it came to the surfing in the Sarajevo Cup in the Philippines, it was October 26th to November the 4th. Okay, the winner. Like I'm not familiar with names yet until we start doing a lot more reports. And so on the women's, it was I guess it was the women's was Sierra Kerr, and on the men's it was Oscar Berry. So I see a picture of him. Okay, I see a picture of the Sierra Kerr, and where's Oscar Berry? Look, let's see a picture of Oscar Berry. Okay, so yeah, here it is. Congratulations, Sierra Kerr and Oscar Berry. Now, like once again, I cannot show these photos, Ernie. It's just I don't get into that. I don't know anything about the fair usage and all that and blah. I don't want. I just don't. I don't know anything about it. But like, it's as long as someone knows, it's just as long as I bring it back in the psyche. Oh, you can watch surfing because there's other events coming up. Like next week, we'll have a new surfing event to remind you, and like I'll just point out here, Ernie. I'm not going to point. I'm not pointing at you. I'm just pointing. Pointing out here. Okay, so next one is surfing is going to stay up, and then the next one's going to be a new one up here. Okay, and I'm like because now it's the November the 4th. I could take this part down. Okay, and I'm going to keep going and keep going and keep going, and then like we'll try to find the most important grand final where the top names surfers want to compete there to it's not just the prize money but it's like how tennis player wants to win Wimbledon then French Open and then US Open and then would like to put the old Australian Open to start off. Well, first it'd be like, yeah, we'd love to be able to start off with the Australian Open for the tennis because it's played when it's there's not much tennis going on out like events, major tournaments going on in the United States of America and in Europe. Really, it's just mostly indoor stuff and. Yeah, so the Australian, then the Wimbledon, then the French, all tune-ups to the biggest sports market there probably is in the world when you think of it, the United States of America and the U.S. Open. So that's on the tennis side, and you notice in World Sports News and Learning, we're not even we're probably just going to mention that there's the Australian Open for tennis, just because it's on the other side of the world and. I don't know. But tennis, you don't. Like I said, you really come. You gonna come to a sports news review and get your tennis when I'm not really into tennis like I used to be, and I could go on and on about tennis being a time and a place, and the Mac. Of course, and I'm gonna say I came from the wooden rackets of the Bjorn Borgs and Jimmy Connors because. Yvonne Lendo days, there was probably composite rackets starting to be made, and the game was changing that kind of way. But like I played tennis when having a wooden racket was the norm, even for professionals still. And I remember the changeover in the next years, starting to see these high tech rackets and then when the for a person like me that's just a tennis hack, not really a player. Uh, it's it's like I said, the you know how do I you don't justify it by buying these high tech rackets. You play. It's only if you're doing really well. And what's the? It's just yeah. There's other things to spend your sporting equipment on than unless you really gotta really budget your money. And even back then, of course, everything was brand new. So you know, let's get realistic here. That tennis racket was not cheap back in those days. Even though by today's standards, like, woo, that was high tech. Yes, it was. It was not wood, so yeah, it's high tech when it's not a simple like made out of just wood. I mean, yeah, and the strings too. The nylons are better, probably. Yeah, it's just what just saying. Okay, so but let's continue on because now we're gonna go to. I like to put it in the chess, and it's one of the things I was really happy about putting chess this time is that I got to put India, and I don't really, we don't really have India on our World Sports News with Ernie because, well, if India's trying to qualify for soccer, like say whatever it's, I mean like, when yeah, there's better outlets to like, it, I I guess I'll just say a surprise. The only time I might mention a place, mention soccer, is something like an enormously huge populated country like India. If they start doing well in soccer, it's like it's like, oh, by the way, in soccer, India is doing very well, and and especially if they won something like the Asian Cup, and like that's worth that's the one rarest times it's worth, of course, mentioning soccer because with such a huge population, you couldn't. Wow, I'm thinking like, wow, there could be potentially a huge pool of talent to choose from, but I mean, it's there, but not. I don't know. I just don't know what the pulse of soccer is in India at the moment because I'm only going to base it on, well, I don't really like nothing really, like stands out. Looking at sport news and saying, "Oh wow, I know out of nowhere." Like it, of course, coming up with the World Cup. If this is one of the things I'll say, and like in the future, in this future, this has to do with India more than just chess right now, and I'll get into the chess in a second because pretty well everybody knows what chess is. You say sport, yeah, what the heck? It's a sport to me. I mean, it's a mind game, you could say, but sporting is okay. So, well, so and there's from my early days in life and later on, they're getting older, and I mostly like when I know sports and India, I think of cricket mostly, and I can understand that if you're picking up a sport like cricket with such a huge population pool, you got a good chance of finding really top caliber talent and and having success in the cricket world. And well, sports news review. I'm sorry, World Sports News with Ernie. Yeah, as I say, we don't we don't. I don't really do cricket, even though it kind of should meet the criteria for everything I'm trying to represent. But it's something that's just too like complicated to like to. I guess the only thing I'm gonna mention is the once a year event, like the biggest once, maybe the only see that was only 4 years then, like say the World Cup of cricket, that would possibly be only once every 4 years, and this oh yeah, like once every 4 years category comes with the how we did the African Cup and how I started with chess. And it was the remember Ernie? It was the African Cup. African Cup. Yeah. Well, no, sorry. African Games. They had chess as one of the sports, and I'm thinking at the time, nice. I mean, like how you know, it's not like it's gotta be one of the easiest to participate in any age group, as in like finding talent from wherever in certain in African nations, and the only thing is the how do you say just yeah just finding the talent is uh, it's just it needs more support and like to to like we didn't that's the thing Ernie is a I want to say now that in USA, United States of America, in Canada, like this should have been an emphasis on like supporting your the elementary school or the high school chess team, or in case of university chess team, but then there's always these labels and everything, and then of course I could be guilty whether I know it or not of, well, I'm gonna publicly kind of say, oh, chess, I'm not gonna watch chess. It's like, just because I'm not good at chess, now I'm like, wait, is that like, yeah, you don't really need this doesn't need a large screen TV to watch chess and be exciting. I mean, uh, you know, like like I don't even know how they score except for obviously to name the object of the game is to capture the king, if that's the correct. Is it to capture the king? Yeah, that's got to be the correct term. And I just basically the chess I know, and it's part of the problem is the I think it was my stumbling block in life on purpose. You know, let's but just throw an arbitrary year out there. It's 1977 or 1976, and I'm like, oh, chess. Well, like I said, I'm not good at chess, so I'm gonna make sure that nobody else likes it. I don't know what kind of thinking was. Who knows? I mean, it's just now it's changed. We're in life. We all change in life, and no, we can't all like. I just can't imagine the way I act now, because I'm an adult, obviously. The way I'm gonna say, like, oh, obviously, I'm saying this to myself, Ernie. Like, I'm obviously an adult now, but I mean, it's like, are there 12-year-olds out there that would just go chess? What the condescending? Is it the condescending tone of chess? And it's like they're like the first ones that that the news, as they say, breaking uh, you know uh, What do you say? Breaking social norms here. The This 12-year-old person in, say, whatever city in the United States of America in 2025 is poo-pooing chess based on quote unquote, "Oh, I don't like it." This is, you know, and that person, not every person's like that. Like, it's just, I'm just saying, but it's just, I just think it's just a psyche of like, oh wait, I'm supposed to act like that in life, and yeah, and it's later on in life you realize that the ones that didn't poo-poo things and just gave it a chance, or just encouraged other people to, I think they did better in life in the sense, um, like they can reflect in life and not realize they've said things that, like they regret later on, and when they're an adult, they're, oh, I regret saying like a mean thing to somebody that's just learning how to hit a softball back in grade school. You know, I mean, I know it's just like that. It's I'm going through all this reminiscing in life, and it's Ernie. I just feel like I want a vortex to come through. I want to jump in it, and next thing you know, it's 1976, and I end up, maybe I end up somewhere in the United States or Canada, and and I'm my mind is from 2025 or 2024, but my body is 1976. I what a like what a how do you say, like, just be able to, I guess, relive your life over again. Yeah, I guess I really reminisce about the old days and the old ways, and I'm not gonna get into like everything was better back then. It's just, I just feel like we can't say that growing up in Canada or United States of America, we kind of were exposed to everything, and it's just a matter of how a person can mature and grow up quick enough to say, hey, like, why this negativity towards other people that are trying to just have, whatever enjoyment in life. And yeah, but we'll get back to the chess now, and it's in India, and I might try to say this. I'll try to say this hopefully correctly. It's a Chennai, not like Shanghai, or Shane Grand. See, I wouldn't say that properly. That's gonna be hard for me to say that. But there's also another word that added to it, Ernie, and it's, I don't, Ernie, I just don't like that word anymore in life. It's the word masters, because of the, it's like we have fellow, you know, Ernie, we all have our fellow, like, sports news review, TV, sorry, TV, sports news review presenters, and Sylvester, Coach Coyote, and the Munchie brothers, and Felix over here, and being that they're non-human, and I include them as part of the Sports News Review family, and CEO B Bunny, of course, and the red donkey that first showed on, and it's just an old word that it's just it's hard to explain. If I don't like if Sylvester was a real cat, and again, if I have a tuxedo cat in living with me, I don't consider that anymore like the old ways of that's my pet. No, I consider like that's my family member now. It's just that's just the way I feel, and uh, and the equivalent would be for like a coach coyote because we cannot have actual coyotes as uh, pets, as you say, or part of the family because they 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 need to live in their social structure to be able to sustain a population of coyotes living in the wild. And yeah, they cannot. You can't have quote unquote domesticated coyotes and expect them to live in the wild. It's not going to happen. That's not how it works, and it's been like that forever, as you say, where like a different mindset of learning that there's family structures in non-domesticated animals such as the coyotes, and they have a structure that we now appreciate more in 2024. That like yeah, there's a structure, and not like before it was more of like thinking the words like oh wild, you know, but yeah, it's like I just I just feel a different word, a different way now. It's just I, I never had a dog as a family member, and I can't take care of it. I can't not take care of a dog anymore. It would be such a disservice because I can't. The only thing for me, Ernie, is like I said, if I win the lottery, is to like be able to like have a dog as a family member that's elderly that that constantly to have like if they can't go for walks anymore, give it the best possible rest of its life it can by the attention I could provide. The only thing I could do is provide a lot of attention, like as in like now, like being able to lie down, lie down and because you're gonna sleep most of the day and night, being elderly and an elderly dog. It's just like an elderly human being, and modern with modern medicines and the same with the I'm gonna say family members that are animals like dogs and cats, not pets. I don't like that word pets anymore. Uh, Pet implies ownership, and pet implies that one is quote unquote it could be the master, and that's the word we got. I don't want to use, and it comes here. It was the Chennai Grand Masters, and that's how it took me a long time to get around saying to the words like I don't want to use the word masters anymore. I've changed everything on my philosophy in life, and and I don't. I'm just one person in this world. I just hope to, like I said, to be able to change the overall psyche, and you know, like I said, we sports world sports news with Ernie is mostly to promote non-violent sports or non-combative sports. Not because we do if we're AFLW, the Australian Football League, there's violence in it, but it's not combative violence. There's a difference that you're not like there's tackles and there's you know but it's up to discretion of a referee or official, probably they would say, in the AFL, Australian Football League, which or the Aussie Rules Football, that the officials will determine whether the tackle was purposely, violent, or was it just accidental, you know. So, but yeah, so there's a difference between that. My opinion. This is my opinion. I don't know how factual it is, but for me, it's like, and the combative sports like a boxing, a kickboxing, Thai boxing, jiu-jitsu, um, the jiu-jitsu, the wrestling even is it's combative because I'm talking Ernie. Let's get it straight here. I'm talking Olympic Greco-Roman wrestling. For points. Not the comical whatever charade of professional wrestling, whatever that means. Just that's a soap opera. It has nothing to do with the actual sporting event. And you can't blur the lines in life, no matter what. So like, and of course the mixed martial arts. That's an obvious. No, we can't do world sports news with Ernie. Mixed martial arts. It's like it doesn't promote peace. I mean, because that's combative sport from the word go, and I'm not gonna like. Most people would say some resentment or say something in resentment to it, and I understand the feeling that they're doing, Ernie, and it's just from being a certain age to learning that their automatic response like that is because it's like, oh, you can't ban this sport, and I don't want to go in that direction of quote unquote banning sports just because they're combative. Um, like we can, especially with like the mixed martial arts. I mean, is there any sane reason, to go to a non-sanctioned mixed martial arts event? I mean, to me, it's like at least adults going to this mixed martial arts event, and at least there's a governing, as they say, governing body that overlooks the weight classes that are applied, and and make sure that, wait a minute, like, just because there's two, you say there's two what's the two participants, and like, just because both are willing to go into this ring, or whatever they can. And in the mixed martial arts world, they call it the octagon. Whatever you want to call it, whatever, it doesn't matter. Um, to me, it's just saying, like, there's a conscious effort applied to make sure that the two participants that are entering this sporting event are some like try to be of equal stature in everything, like from record to like ranking, because you can't have this craziness of a carnival, like, oh, look, come and wrestle the champ, or come and fight the champ. Come on, or come and box with the champ for 2 rounds, and you pay you $10. That's that world. We can't have that kind. And not like, oh gosh, I don't even want to think about underground mixed martial art. And there's no need for it. There's absolutely no need for it if it's above ground. And you might, if you're gonna watch something like that, you might also watch like it's supposed to be the sport, so you might as well watch that. Okay. I'll have to, even though I'm not promoting it or not mentioning it, but I'll say it the truth. It is an art form. It's not gonna you people can't just, Ernie. I'm saying, like, in the sense that people can't just uh, you know whatever, jump in this makeshift octagon ring and here I am. I'm a mixed martial arts fighter, and like, wait a minute. Like, you look. Wait, this person might look horrible. Wait a minute. Like this. You gotta have the training, the stamina, defense, and all. So that part I appreciate, to the point of, just because I personally don't watch it, and sports news review, we don't do anything with it. We're not on the fence. We're not like, oh, let's ban this. No, that's the worst thing to do. That is absolutely the worst thing to do, because then it glorifies it to the point of, must be something to this. Instead of just having people go, well, it's not for me. I don't mind. Okay, or if they like it, they like it, but not where, well, ooh, thinking, well, why do you ban this? It just like gives the appeal, you don't want it to do that. You don't want it to be this underground feeling of it. That's just my opinion, and as I say, and like I said, it's like I don't like, let's just say, if mixed martial arts ever made it to the Olympics, I'm done. I mean, like, don't even want to look at the word Olympics, Ernie, because like, it's not. That's not. I still feel that Olympics should just not put boxing in also. Just get rid of all the combative sports, except the wrestling is different, because there's a point system of wrestling, and there's no punches, and there's no kicks, and I guess for judo, that's, I guess, but in judo, there's no striking opponent. Is moves that they have to knock the other opponent to the ground or something. I'm pretty sure. But in judo, I don't think there's any strikes in judo. Like, how do you say? I'm pretty sure. I'm not sure, but if there's strikes in judo and it counts as points, then it's not the same I'm thinking of. Because, like I said, wrestling, I'm totally for wrestling in events like Olympics, because it's like the point system of wrestling. As violence in wrestling, there's no, like, yeah, like, what, a person can't just do it. Like an old open hand karate chop at someone's neck. It doesn't work that way like in legitimate Greco-Roman wrestling. It just doesn't work that way. It's all about like training and leverages and strengths of leverages and understanding the opponent's move, and whatever. And there's like, so yeah, we can't. But yeah, you get into this. Get back to that wrestling again, about the professional wrestling. And yeah, I watched it back in the day, and I go back to, like, I could remember, even, like, you could throw a reference out there like the Love Brothers, but I knew it back then because I was told over and over and over, oh, that's not real, that's not real. I go, I know it's not real, but it's just the storylines I like. It was the equivalent of a soap opera. and all that. This has nothing to do with the actual wrestling. By the time like it was '84 and '85, and your WrestleManias came around, I didn't really care at all about that stuff. I didn't care at all. Like, um, I would just still only watch the old NWA days and all that. Just I used to just like that hokey storylines. You know, I didn't care about. It's just my world. I didn't really care about the when it became mainstream, kind of watching the W back in the day. I was like, it's not the same anymore. I liked it better when I was the weird person watching wrestling. Your best wrestlers were from the NWAs and all that, and it's a different world. So, well, we'll get back to the chess again once more time. But it all started with chess and the African nations. What was it again? The African nations. Like they had their games. The African games, yeah. And yeah, so they had the chess in there, and I decided. So like I said, I'm keeping it up there now, and it's. We'll see if I can. I I'm just like I said, wait for this. When it's over, there's gonna be like later on. I'm just a warm up to get into how the chess is. So it gives me time, Ernie, to learn more of how am I going to report on chess, like, and then I'll be able to describe the chess event that just happened. That's like say a world championship, and like right now I feel I got time to just kind of look into like before between now and say some major world championship where the top chess participants in the world go into this one event, and um, you know, it's like I'll be able to describe how the how games are won. What exactly is this? What exactly is the scoring process and point? I don't like. I don't know how it's probably there is something more than just that person won that person won the tournament. Well, the thing is was the qualifying rounds, and like I said, it gives me time. And so that's why I started with chess, and I was like, oh, okay. Well, I brought up, like I said, first time was the chess. It's going, oh, give me show that the first time was that, hey, bet you didn't know in this world that there's a big chess tournament being played in Africa, the continent of Africa, and it's like that's gonna be it's easier than soccer. I mean, it's gotta be it's easier than soccer to find your potential. It's just a matter of just finding just by sheer luck of finding these chess players out of anywhere, you know. That's what, and then it became like, hey, I kind of just give me something to put on the boards because I'm only using two so far. I might end up using three or four, and I'm gonna probably do these programs. I was planning to do this really quick too, Ernie. I wasn't planning to spend an hour and 24 minutes, so I might as well go 90 minutes. Okay, so 124, an hour and 24, 19 seconds now. Okay, so I'm gonna say the chess there. So anybody that wants to look it up, they can. I got the basics up here. There's chess in this and that. So you two can start. Also, not you personally. Anyone that just comes across this can start themselves looking how do you score this, and how does it work, and how do you, where's the world rankings, and oh, you know what, and just, hey, if you happen to have any children under the age of 14 and that, maybe like, hey, see if they're good at chess. I mean, what a builder that is! Wow. And well, yeah, the select few people that can, it's just one of those things where I want to be good at, but I can't. I know. No, I just don't have it. You can't think in this world. In my opinion, this is my opinion, Ernie. That I could have been a chess player. Oh, really, really? No, it's gotta be it. It's the person that has to be such a natural talent in chess, and I'm not. And come on, like, like I said earlier, it didn't matter if I was living in the. Just saying, like when it comes to chess, like if you're living in the poorest section of your, say, United States of America, I mean, there's you could probably get a chess set to Goodwill. Who knows? Or make your own chess pieces for all we care, as long as whatever is. It's a matter of, is the person good enough to warrant, like, hey, wow, this person's really good at chess. So it's like, as a birthday gift or Christmas gift, like a really nice portable chess set for them to be able to, bring. And of course, they can. Some places like used to be, say, at malls with the giant chess pieces and all that. Oh my gosh! Of course, I'd want to be. You see, that's the one thing I regret not being able in good at chess is being able to go to like a shopping mall and see those giant pieces. And it's not just these novelty things anymore. It's like, hey, I just made the first move. Anybody want to try me in chess? And you know what I'm saying. It's just, I'm saying, like it's just one of those things where I think we all secretly want to be good in chess, but then as young, we kind of, like I said earlier, we kind of like, it's not for me, so I'm gonna poo-poo it just so I don't know, just to, not everybody's like Ernie, not everybody's like that when they're young, but unfortunately, I might have been on the side of poo-pooing it because I feel like maybe I'm supposed to poo-poo it right now because then it's supposed to make me feel good. I don't know. But anyways, we'll go to the last one, and we've got 3 minutes. Okay, 2 minutes. So it's only the team handball is going to come up soon. Okay, let me look up when it's coming up so I can really quickly end this and end it at the 90-minute mark. Okay, we're gonna go quick here. Come on, just go quick. Just go quick. Just go quick. Go quick. 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 Okay, I gotta go quick. I can't wait. I always forget. I can hit pause. And get ready for it. Okay. Oh, okay, I found it. The EHF, which is the European Handball Federation, and the EHF Euro, the 2020. What's this 2026? Oh, maybe this is just probably some preliminary rounds. But there is games. November the 7th. You had, well, when it comes to handball, and I put the words the team handball because to make sure it's not like people thinking like that, two players against the wall and they hit a ball against the squash ball against the wall. No, this is the team handball where they're running with the ball and they got to throw it in the net and you got goaltender. So okay, so looking at it, it's like right now, I don't go into the leagues until it's the actual like finals of the leagues because there's so many teams and so many different leagues in Europe compared to like where we are, and right now I just concentrate on the national teams because I think it's right now it's the women's. If I'm pretty sure, I just because I want to end this and I want to keep looking and looking, and like right now, like it already started November the 7th. Croatia, Belgium. Wait, what's going on here? Is it no score? Wait, live scores. November the 7th, Croatia, Belgium, Poland, Israel, Austria, Turkey, Slovenia, Lithuania, Germany. How come there's just no scores? Shouldn't they be scores? Because there's November the 9th. Oh, okay. Portugal, Romania. Okay, then they got teams on November the 9th, like the league teams with I can't even say the names of the cities they're in because well, there's just so many, and I don't know what I'm following and all that. But so for me, it's just mostly the national teams, and I'm going to next week. This board will be up better, and bring up this. I wish. See, I need a video board of this kind of deal where I could type all the names of the teams and the scores for like the national team scores, and so that the women's EHF Euro. Okay, I'm gonna make sure that's the one. What I'm gonna do is go on here and okay, so then the women's type that in. Make sure I got it correctly. At women's EHF Euro EHF Euro 2024. Okay, the women's EHF Euro latest news and result. I should go to the Wikipedia page just to make sure that I get it correctly. Yes, there it is. Okay, I go to the Wikipedia page to make sure, Ernie. I just don't want to make mistakes here. So, the 2024 EHF European Women's Handball Championship. So that's the Women's EHF Euro 2024. It's in Austria, Hungary, and Switzerland. November the 28th. Oh, it's a while. It's still a while from now. Must be the December the 15th. So I'm not sure why they had November the 7th with those. Okay, host countries, venues, 4 cities. November 28th to December the 15th. 24 teams. Oh, wow. Okay, so. Wow. Okay, so it's going to happen. Okay, so November the 28th. Okay, to December the 15th. And, of course, Ernie, I would love to watch the final game, at least one. If I can only catch one game, I would love to be able to just at least watch the championship game and be able to report on that. And of course, Ernie, if the December the 15th, okay, if by December the 15th, I find it, oh, there's, let's see, December the 5th, was that correct? December the 15th? I better see, go back one. Oh, I just missed my spot. Oh, I hate when I do that to myself. I liked it. It was perfectly working. I lost that page. I lost the page. It was on the Wikipedia page. That's why I liked it so much. It's so neutral. Okay, it gave me all the information real quickly. I didn't have to. I didn't have to Wikipedia. I didn't have to make cross reference to make sure what I'm looking at is what I expect. Okay, so the venues, expansion, qualification, the draw. Okay, the squads. Okay, let's see the squads. Preliminary round. Okay, you got Okay, there's only 4 here right now. There's 4 listed. Oh, there they are. North Macedonia, November 30th versus Turkey. Turkey versus Sweden. Okay. Group B. Oh, okay. Group B, Group C. Okay, there's 4 teams in Group D. Okay, is there how many groups in it? E, 4 teams. F, is there a G? Okay, so let's see. We'll start with Group A. Okay, there's the 4: Sweden, Hungary, North Macedonia, and Turkey. Group B, four teams: Montenegro, Romania, Serbia, Czech Republic. Then Group C: France, Spain, Poland, Portugal. Oh, that must be what they call like the hard. That must be the hardest one. You got France, Spain, and Poland, and they're pretty big. They in Portugal. They kind of probably into it a lot too. It's like you kind of always I think you'd want to hope that there was one, two, and three were kind of spread out, but that's just the way it goes. When they draw the teams and what the spot they're going to put them in, and that's just the way it happens. Yeah, people are probably announcers are going, oh no, France, Spain, and Poland in the same division, Group C. I mean, they're probably power. My guess is because the way I look at all the leagues and that, there's a lot of them coming out of some. France is a huge population, and there's Spain with a lot of leagues, and Poland too is a lot of interest in it, and so yeah, so they got the four there. Then Denmark, Switzerland, Croatia, and Faroe Islands. Well, the Faroe Islands, I don't know about. You never know, but I don't think there's much chance of that. But the Denmark probably could have a really strong showing. Croatia, I know because every time we did like European handball, we found that Croatia there was a lot of tournaments in there, a lot of so. Yeah, I couldn't imagine if that was Croatia in that league with the France and Spain and oh my god and Croatia. That would have just been like, oh no, you got the most insane group that are going to take. Well, there'll be teams eliminated. Just that's the way it goes. And Norway is right into it. The Slovenia and the Slovakias are into it. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of good play if someone likes handball. And then Netherlands, Germany, Iceland, and Ukraine, and the Group F and Iceland. You can well, if you're Iceland, you might. It's like soccer. Yeah, the competition's just too much out there. Well, the team handball will give you a chance to like be able, like get like far compared. Because I noticed there's a lot of European countries that are not on this list. I didn't see Germany on this, which is so okay. If I remember correctly, I did see Germany. It's right there, Germany, of course. Netherlands, Germany, Iceland, Ukraine. Okay, of course. What am I thinking? Of course, there's Germany right there. But let's see, Netherlands. Yeah. Let's see. But, there's a few. Let's see there. Norway, Austria, Slovenia, Slovakia, Czechia is not in here. See, there's a possibility of. Oh, there's They still say Czech Republic. Hey, Wikipedia. Is this Wikipedia? Yeah, It's not Czech Republic. It's Czechia. Okay. I just let's see the Group A now again. Sweden, Hungary, North Macedonia, Turkey. It's kind of there's a few big name European countries that are missing there. And I guess England wouldn't England be part? I didn't see England in this group, so let's see. No, I didn't see. I don't see England. No, I never. I'm looking at all the participants right now, and no, I don't see England. And there's like wow, like there's huge population pool to choose from, and well, the handball, is whatever reason they got a huge population to choose from, and all the sport and all the gymnasiums you can think of. I mean, you can. That would be like United States of America. How easy it would be to handball. It's all in like who participates in the handball. It's like team handball, as I was saying. I mean, it's just a matter of people willing to like, oh wow, let's get behind their local, whatever, like university team handball, and it's like, probably it probably happens in the spring, and most people are kind of thinking elsewhere, and thinking of things, the future, the employment, and uh, it's. I'm just saying, like it's April and it's University of Ohio or something. It's just they're not. The average student body, as they say, is not really interested in team handball because of the quirkiness of they're trying to just figure out what to do with the rest of their lives and seek employment out there instead of like going to sporting events. So, but the population, of course, and all the facilities. That's what I mean by like United States of America team handball. How can they, if the interest was there, interest like in the sport was there, that you could really put a good team from the United States of America. I definitely say, oh yes. On this side too, I could see like the Brazils having a really good chance at a team handball because of the population, and stay taking those valuable players away from soccer probably because it seems like you got the same kind of physicality as a soccer, like a soccer player, a team handball. I I guess I should look. Do you have to? I guess size is always an advantage sometimes in sports. Like I can't. When it comes to like the surfing, is size an advantage? I don't know. Not really. Maybe. Actually, probably the shorter statue. Like a surfer that's as say in the imperial measurement of 5'4" versus the 6'4". I think this 5'4" would probably do better in surfing because of the lower center of gravity, and I'm just saying like so like handball. Can size matter? Like being tall. Besides the obvious a goaltender, if you have a tall goaltender, it's good because you'll be able to reach farther out. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure if how important it is that like your basketballs to find those tall players to, the rebounds, shot blocking, rebounds, and things like that for defense. And I just like I said, I don't really don't know. And it's nice to, yeah, it's nice as a defensive player in the handball, a longer stretch to, block shots, to block those shots that are going towards the net. Just so yeah, so but well, I'm gonna say that it's been an hour and 43 minutes 26 seconds, and I'm gonna remember to fix up the boards next week. I might end up using another board. Might have to take this off and put a third board, Ernie. And what it is that this because I gotta put just more basic information for the next round of this. And let's see, okay, maybe I might just find something that could. How am I gonna do this? Because this is staying. This doesn't stay up. Oh, surfing is. Oh yes, surfing is gonna stay as in a staple of the event. There'll be a new surfing event here. This is staying just based on. Well, this is staying, but this is going to be gone in the next edition of World Sports News with Ernie. Where the location, because that's going to change, but this staying because it's not the 11th until November 11th. But this one, I need to add more information. Like it's better. I want to. I want to add the dates and whatever more pertinent information on that. So it might be a third board I'm going to be using. Okay, so hit pause and change the boards out again. Okay, so well, Ernie, um, it's been fun. Once we I hit the stop button, like you see where the on the monitor, you see where it says stop taking video. Once I hit that button, okay, we're not in the world's. I'm not in that bubble of World Sports News with Ernie bubble where I said it earlier, where it just gives me that nostalgic feeling of being a young person and wanting to just turn on the television and seeing wide world of sports, as in like in 1976, 77. Like I want to, like that world is how it brings me to that world for this brief moment of 1 hour and 45 minutes, and then in the future just playing back my video and manage videos so I don't get these false views like, wait, I got 3 views. No, I didn't really get 3 views. That was me by accidentally hitting it 3 times to watch it. But you can go on your, for us, I have the, of course, I can manage the videos so I can go into the video and just watch it and not count it as a view. Because I don't have enough room to I kind of do have it in my laptop. I just don't want to. It's good. I like to. It needs to run faster and cleaner. So, like the YouTube is like a recording. It's all. Yeah, it's being recorded on YouTube, and I load it up, so I can go back to it anytime and just watch it, and especially in the future. And well, Ernie, I'm gonna be stopping the video, and my world of being in that bubble of wide world of sports bubble, it'll be over and back to the reality that it's 2024. But with that, Ernie, it's been fun trying to explain how a person had to be there to understand what the heck it was like to live in that time and the changes and all that. Because I guess if you're a young person, you can kind of understand it, but you just don't have that feeling of how I feel right now. There's just no way. There's just a super nostalgic feeling I feel, and I know once I hit that button that it says stop, it's back to reality. Oh well. With that, Ernie, 2024 reality. With that, Ernie, I'm gonna say that we're both over and out, and see you next week on a new edition of World Sports News with Ernie.